Hey folks, welcome back here to the Vegasdon channel. This is the 2024 NFL picks for week one. Last year we went 62% correct and 38% incorrect, of course, on the NFL season. This is just for fun, entertainment purposes only, not no gambling involved or anything like that. Just wanted to have some fun with the community out here and see if you're into football, maybe see how you do on your picks, and then drop a comment down and let me know if you did better than I did, because it's not hard to do. It's not hard to do better than I do. So let's jump right into it. Tonight, we launch into earnest in the 2024 NFL football season. The Ravens of Baltimore are flying into Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Chiefs are 3-point favorites in this one. I see no reason for the Chiefs to lose at home in this game, although that's what they did last year, losing to the Lions in the first game of the season. The question mark is the over-under on the number of times Taylor Swift will make appearances. They say that it'll probably be at least 5. I'm thinking it'll probably be more than that, but drop the comment and let me know what your thoughts are. So I'm thinking the Chiefs will probably prevail. Over-under on this one, 46.5. I think it'll probably go over on that one, but they'll definitely beat by 3, and they'll beat the spread. Tomorrow night actually brings us a rare Friday night game from overseas down in South America. We got the Packers of Green Bay playing the Eagles of Philadelphia. Eagles are 2-point favorites in this one. I'm surprised the Eagles are only 2-point favorites. I thought that maybe they'd be a little bit fatter line there in this one. Over-under in this one's 49.5, and they're expecting some scoring here, evidently. So I think the Eagles will prevail. I think that actually the line's 2.5 now. It opened at 2. Now it's 2.5. I would definitely take the Eagles in this one with that line. And then the over-under, I might stay the under on that one. 49.5 is a lot for an NFL game, so I might stay the under on that one. And then Sunday, we launch into week one at NFL Red Zone, and we've got the Cardinals of Arizona flying into Buffalo to take on the Billy Goats of Buffalo. Buffalo's favored by 6.5 in this one. Definitely take Buffalo in this one. 47.5 is your over-under. Cardinals just don't have the firepower to keep up with the Bills. Even though the Bills lost some important pieces there in the offseason, I definitely think the Bills will prevail, especially at home in their home opener. Then we have the New England Patriots taking on the Bengals of Cincinnati in Cincinnati. Line on this one's 8.5. Cincinnati favored by 8.5. You're over under 40.5. They're not expecting a whole ton of scoring, it looks like. So 8.5. I think I would take Cincy in this one, and I think I would definitely take the spread. I don't think the Patriots can score very much at all, and their defense is not that good either. So definitely take the Bengals at home. And then the Vikings at the New York Giants. The Gigantes are favored by 1.5 in this one. And I'm sorry, no, I'm totally incorrect. The Vikings are favored by 1.5 in this one. They're road favorites in this one. Over under 41.5. I'm going to take the underdog. I'm going to do the upset pick here and call the Giants. I think the Giants will be able to prevail at home over the Vikings of Minnesota. Minnesota, of course, they lost their quarterback, so we'll see how that goes for them. But apologies to my good buddy out there from Minnesota. I know you're probably not going to like hearing that pick, but I do think the Giants will prevail at home there. And then we've got the Titans of Tennessee taking on the Bears of Chicago. Bears are 3.5-point favorites in this one. Over under 44.5, which is kind of a fat line. I would expect between what I expect to be a defensive scoring game here. I would take the Bears at home definitely over the Titans. The Titans are not anything like they used to be, and they don't have Derrick Henry anymore. He's with the Ravens now, so I would take the Bears at home, and I would take that line too, the 3.5. Panthers at Saints in an NFC South divisional matchup. You've got the Saints are 4-point favorites at home over the Panthers. Panthers are expected to be terrible. They just did a survey of all the agents and their opinions on how each of the 32 teams is run, and the Panthers were right up there with the Raiders in terms of the worst run teams and most dysfunctional, I think is the term they used, in my opinion. Dysfunctional teams in the NFL. So I definitely expect the Saints to prevail at home on this one. 41.5 is your over-under. I definitely think that they will stay under on this one. I don't think they're going to go over. Derek Carr is Derek Carr, and he'll win, but he's not going to win you by much. Then we have the Steelers taking on the Falcons in Atlanta. We have the Falcons high-flying at 3.5-point favorites in this one, even though it's over Russell Wilson and the new-look Steelers. So the Steelers, I like I like this Falcons at home here. But this could be. This is a very dangerous pick. I like the Falcons at home here. Over under in this one's 41.5. I will take the Falcons at 3.5. That's probably I'm very shaky on that though. But I'll take the Falcons at 3.5, and then 41.5. I would probably take the under on that one as well, because I don't expect there to be a whole ton of scoring in that one either. Jaguars at Dolphins. Definitely expect the Dolphins to win this one. 3.5-point favorites the Dolphins are in this one. The Jaguars travel down I-95 300 miles to take on the Dolphins. 48.5 is your over-under in this one. I do think the Dolphins will cover. It's the first game of the season. They might lay off because they actually play next Thursday night. So I think the scoring might be underneath the 48.5 in this one. The Texans take on the Colts in an AFC South showdown. The Colts are 3-point underdogs at home against the Texans. A lot of folks are expecting C.J. Stroud to really have a breakout season after what he did last year in his rookie year. The over-under in this one's 48.5. I'm going to take the Texans. I do think that C.J. Stroud will be able to pull this off on the road in the division, and the over-under in this one might seem a little high to me, but he does have some great offensive weapons, receivers out there now. So I'd probably bet the over in this one for the Texans. Take the Texans on the road in the division. And then the 4 o'clock games in the Sunday window. Then you have the Raiders at the Chargers. Definitely take the Chargers at home. Raiders have done practically nothing here in the offseason to warrant any type of hope or anything. So Chargers are 3-point favorites in this one. I'll definitely take that line. And then the 40.5 for the over-under. I probably bet the under in that one just because there's so many question marks about both teams, but the Raiders are the worst team by far. Broncos at Seahawks. The Broncos of Denver are 6-point underdogs flying into Seattle. That line, I'm going to bet under that line. I think that the Seahawks will win, but I don't think they will cover. And at 41.5 is your over-under. I'm seeing like a 3-point win for the Seahawks at home in this one. So I wouldn't take the 6-point spread, but I would definitely take the under as well. Then you have the Cowboys at the Browns. This is a very intriguing game for so many reasons. Browns are 2.5-point favorites, and the over-under in this one's 40.5. I would definitely take the Browns in this one. I think that they're going to be able to stomp the Cowboys. I'm just not sold on the Cowboys, even though the over/under seems low to me. I would definitely go with the over on this one. But the Browns at home for sure. Cowboys just don't do well outside of Texas Stadium or wherever they play now, AT&T Stadium. And then you have the Commanders of Washington going into Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 3.5-point favorites in this one. Over/under of 42.5. Definitely take the Buccaneers with those points. And then the over/under, I'd probably go over on this one. I think the Bucs will be able to put up some scoring. The Washington Commanders are just a team in disarray right now. They've had some reporting that came out about one of their execs this week that was just not very favorable at all. Made the team look really, really badly. So I would definitely take the Buccaneers at home in this one. And then the Sunday night game brings us the Rams of Los Angeles against the Lions in a rematch of last year's NFL playoffs. Lions are 4.5-point favorites in this one, and the over/under is 52.5. They're expecting some good scoring in this one. I would take the Lions at home for sure. I think that they have something to prove, especially after the way they were dismissed last year. I think that the Lions will definitely come out firing on all cylinders there in Motown. 52.5, that's a very high spread for an NFL game. I'll take the under in that one, but I do think they'll cover the 4.5. And then Monday night's game brings us the fast airplanes of New York flying in all the way across the country to San Francisco to take on the 49ers of San Francisco. 49ers are 4.5-point favorites in this one, over under 43.5. Aaron Rodgers expected to be back, of course, but I think that the 49ers will prevail. I think 4.5 might be a little bit fat on the spread. I could see this being like a 3 or 4-point win for the 49ers. So I would take the 49ers at home, maybe not with those points, but just straight up. And then 43.5. That's tricky. I'd probably go with the under on that one if I really was pressed to the wall. Thank you all so very much for joining. Let me know what your thoughts are and what your picks were and how you ended up going after Sunday and Monday's games. We will see you again next week, folks.